welcome back to the Ref Show. Just a pity that the film was off during the break, because it would have made a great second part of the show. The discussion about foreign refs possibly coming into the Premier League, and we hope to recreate it with David Hurst and Mark Halsey. It was very, very entertaining. Also, Diego Costa gets a mention in this part of the show, as does John Moss, and another great performance from John Moss. So we've criticised him. We're going to set the record straight. I know Mark Halsey wants to do that. First, though, you're just back from nearly a week at a special You Are the Ref refereeing academy event at Manchester City with the United States and Canadian officials training. How did that go?
Yeah, it was a fabulous week. I mean, thank you to Manchester City for allowing us to use their wonderful training facilities. I mean, the state of the art out of this world, fantastic. And we had a fantastic week, you know, coaching the referees, watching them referee games, and the referees and assistant referees with Dilksey and a few other, and Glenn Turner and Andrew Martin. I really enjoyed it, and that's my forte, coaching referees. And I know we've got a lot coming up overseas with You Are the Ref. So I really enjoyed it.
Do you think these United States and Canadian officials' performances will improve as a result?
That's what I was smiling at. If he's going to be coaching them, then obviously it's going downhill all the way. No, hey, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a fantastic idea. And I'm sure there is some good, talented officials out there that can take a great deal of encouragement off the guys at the Marks.
And inspiration.
And inspiration. Yeah, I mean, the guys have been at the top. Yeah. You know, they've refereed big games. If you can't learn off people like that, then you shouldn't be in the job.
I reckon the You Are the Ref teams refereed thousands of games between you.
How many have they refereed well?
Well, we don't go into that.
Hang on a minute, how many games did you play well? Half the time you went on the pitch.
Not many, but a goal gets you out of the trouble.
At least we were on the pitch for 90 minutes, more than what you were.
Carry on. I'm just pretend I'm not here.
Oh, no, he's right. He's right.
Referees are always right.
Exactly. He said he don't bring his cards with him. They're in his pocket, I tell you.
Everton 2, Chelsea 0 in the FA Cup. Well, great double there from Lukaku. Fantastic. He must have been absolutely euphoric over that against Chelsea. But considering the history, Diego Costa and also Gareth Barry.
Yeah, here's my cards. There you are. What one do you want?
Get a close-up of them, get the numbers.
Don't worry, they won't be spent on you.
He never had a red or a yellow. Both of those are blue. I don't know. He never carried cards. Gareth Barry and Diego Costa get sent off. Wow. They come into close contact as well during that game. Yeah. Correct?
Yeah, I think so. I think player reaction told you. I mean, there was a lot of controversy about Costa biting Gareth Barry, but Gareth comes straight out and said he didn't. I knew he didn't, because Michael would have sent him straight off with a red card. But I think Michael's got to take a little bit of the blame here, because in the first half he was very inconsistent, and I don't think he gave Costa enough the protection he deserved. And then when you don't do that as a referee, players get frustrated and they get needled, and they sometimes take retrospective action and they take it into their own hands to make things right.
No excuses for Costa.
None whatsoever. I mean, from the Strikers Union, he gets no backing. I'm sorry. I think he's a great, talented footballer. I was surprised. I think that's his first sending off.
But
is it
this season?
He's had lots of yellows and
lots of yellows and things.
But he should have been sent off against Arsenal.
Whether it is or whether it isn't, I mean, I saw the incident and he thought about biting him.
Oh, he did,
without a doubt. Now, is that intent?
But there
you go. Now we're moving the rules again.
There's no such thing.
No such thing as intent.
There you go. Yeah. So you've got a situation where a guy has retaliated to a tackle. Yeah. We know you can't do that.
We know that, but what
a player's going to do to Diego Costa from the start of this season to the end of next time he finishes?
Wind him up.
Of course they are. He's 27 years old. He's not a young kid.
Why did it take
He's got to grow up himself.
Sure. Why did it take Gareth Barry nearly 24 hours to come out and clear it up and say, no, he didn't bite me?
I think
could have done that quickly.
There'll have been words around, but when he's seen it, he could well have gone on to bite him. He didn't do it by the looks of it. I mean, first thing I looked was at Barry's neck. There was no marks.
No, that's right.
But he certainly opened his mouth as well, and then he thought better of it.
But Gareth Barry's
he's helped him out.
Had he had bitten Gareth, I think Gareth would have went ballistic. Yeah, but put yourself in Costa's shoes. You're a player, Sheffield Wednesday, and you're constantly kicked up in the air, and you're getting no protection referee. What do you go and do? What do you go?
I go and score. Knock a goal in. I go and get him back in the right situation. Yeah. I'll make a challenge that's maybe a heavy challenge later on. Yeah. You know, I'm going to protect myself if the referee's not going to do it. I'm not going to get up and start swinging and headbutting people, biting people, you know, because there's only one winner then. Gareth Barry has actually won the war. and then he gets sent off himself.
And that's absolutely... You're 2-0 up, 89th minute, and you get sent off, second yellow card. I think that's, silly, absolutely silly.
Still with the FA Cup, Arsenal won Watford 2. This was Andre Mariner refereeing, and a player who should have been sent off but wasn't. This was Gabriel with that challenge on Troy Deeney.
Oh, he didn't give anything. Didn't even give a free kick. Didn't even give a yellow card. But as a referee, they are easy. He's looking straight at it, and I think whether he turns away quickly. But it's a challenge with reckless challenge with excessive force endangering the player's safety. And I thought Troy Deeney's reaction was superb. He didn't take it into his own hands and he accepted it and accepted his apology.
Then we go back to the other situation.
Absolutely, yeah. But for me, it was. Apparently he done it 10 minutes later as well, down in the corner flag, and Andre obviously might have switched off, lost his focus then, but
taking Hurst's point, Deeney finished on the winning side.
Exactly.
That was his
so he wins, yeah, exactly. And that's what I always say to the young kids. That is what it's about. Yeah. They don't kick bad players.
People talk about consistency, and Sheffield Wednesday fans are talking that more than most.
We're very consistent. We get one sent off every game.
Yeah. Well, yet again, yeah.
At the moment, I hope it doesn't continue.
Indeed. This is not in the league of Fernando Forestieri being sent off at Hull, not in that league at all, but it has raised a lot of comment. This was Barry Bannon, a straight red card during a 3-0 win at Nottingham Forest. Graham Scott was in charge of this, was very close to that incident. A bit harsh, though. What card should that have been? It was a red. Where are you pitching it?
Well, obviously, lots of Sheffield Wednesday fans follow my Twitter, and straight away the incident was on my Twitter feed, and I looked at it, and for me, it was a reckless challenge. Yellow card was sufficient punishment, and if you look where Graham Scott was, he's right behind Bannon, and so he's only seen it from the back of him, so he's not really got himself a good viewing angle. So he should have got himself into a better viewing angle. Had he been side on, I think he'd only shown a yellow card.
Was it wise to challenge? It was 60-40 against him, really.
60-40. The kid's a workhorse. Barry's one thing he's got. He's enthusiastic. He's energetic. And that's him. What is he? 5'2". And he's making a yard up with it. I see the lunge. That's where I see the problem.
Yeah, you can understand the referee doing that instantly.
He's left the ground, but when he arrives at the tackle, his feet are low enough for me. And I think it's a harsh...
People then say about an appeal, Sheffield Wednesday may have considered it. You think it would be unwise?
No, there's no point, because that's an opinion. The referee's not made, in the FA's eyes, the referee would not have made an error. He's seen it as reckless, endangering the player's safety, excessive force.
The fact that it excessive force, because he does leave the ground from a distance.
But you look at that challenge, and you look at Gabriel's challenge. Where there's no sanction. Yeah. Bannon's he's going to miss 3 games for that challenge. And to be honest with you, it's not...
3 important games, might add, because he has been a big part of the team.
It's a yellow card, and if the referee was moving all the time and got himself into a better viewing position, he would have read that situation as a reckless challenge.
I think he could have calmed the situation down and then made another decision.
Give himself thinking time. Sometimes they're too quick getting the red card out.
Rattling through then, just a couple to go. Mike Dean, FA Cup, Reading 0, Crystal Palace 2. Jake Cooper, red card for a second yellow, conceding a penalty for a foul on Balassi. You have a query, just quickly?
Yeah, listen, Dino is one of our top referees, brilliant referee. I think the assistant's given the decision. Yeah, okay, there's minimal contact. I think penalty would have been sufficient punishment in that situation. But listen, it's all about opinions.
Indeed. John Moss. Plenty of opinions about John Moss in this studio, but you did on Ref Cam, Norwich 0, Manchester City 0. And again, he's come out well.
I thought he had an excellent game. You can only referee what's in front of you. I thought his recognition of careless, reckless was excellent. I thought his cautions were excellent. There was one in the 12th minute for, I think it was Bennett, stamped his authority on the game, set his tolerance level on his challenges, and people knew that if they overstepped that mark, they'd be cautioned, and I thought he had an excellent game. Let the game flow, wasn't fussy. Well done, John.
Finally, Europa League, Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0. The big talking point of that is we had a foreign referee, the Spaniard Carlos Velasco, very competitive, a game that needed controlling. Rob Harris on Ref Cam, but raised the point that foreign referees tend to be a little bit more pernickety. And what did you think of his performance?
He came into the game showing 4 red cards in 6 games in Spain, and I thought first 15-20 minutes he was all over the place. He cautioned Henderson after about 2 minutes for a high foot, and for me it was just okay. Just give the foul. Both feet were up. Just give the foul. It wasn't a caution. And then he cautions. His recognition of careless and reckless, as I say, wasn't there. And then he cautions Henderson and he lets 2 nailed-on yellow cards go, you know, for reckless challenges. So
it doesn't work for me.
No,
it
no, I
doesn't work
agree,
for me.
I
The
agree.
foreign referees refereeing an English game as it was. I know it's in Europe, but it's an English, 2 English teams, 2 Premiership teams coming together. You need an English referee in there. I'm sorry, we play a different game to what they play in Europe.
Thirsty, thanks very much indeed. Mark, thank you. Thank you for watching. It's been a very entertaining watch, I'm sure, yet again with these guys. And do join us for another Ref Show next week. See you then. Bye.